the same energy that you expend worrying about all of the reasons that something is going to fail is the same amounts of energy that you can impose on believing in what if, and in fact enduring through the failure, because the failures are going to come. There's going to be ideas that are going to flop, and there's going to be ideas that are going to flourish, and you're going to put your all into something, and it's not going to reap the harvest that you anticipated, and you're going to barely push through something else, and it's going to do extraordinarily well. It's just the world that we live in today. It's not about, it says in the Bible, your works cannot be measured. You can't earn it. You know what I mean? And so I say all of that to say that it's about being able to sit with those emotions and then continue to make decisions that are going to positively impact the outcomes of your future, because that is the only thing that you can control in this life, is your response to the outside world. And then what I love about Neville Goddard is that when we wholeheartedly believe and allow ourselves to connect emotionally with the future that we want and allow ourselves to feel what it would feel like to have everything in our hearts desires, that power of imagination just really does push you forward into everything that you want to do. And again, just the amount of effort that you put into trying to reach those goals that you may have once thought were unattainable. But again, what makes them unattainable? What limitations truly exist that are going to prevent you from actually overcoming? Knowing everything that we know, not only in a non-spiritual sense of the world, but because I wholeheartedly believe in God and Jesus and everything that is creation. Like I know that I'm created in His image. And so if I believe that I'm created in His image, then where are the limits to my power? And I don't mean that in a Lord of the Rings, oh, my precious, my power, I just want to rule over everything. But for the things that I want to positively impact my life and my community, because my heart is wholeheartedly invested in like lifting up those around me. Not only like my family and immediate friends, but also like strangers, people who just need just one little bit of encouragement that would like change their life around. And then like to circle back what I'm saying, it's just sometimes you need to be the louder voice over the doubt. And sure, I doubt, like seriously, sometimes like I'm like, what the heck? Why do I have the nerve to think so big? But I push that voice down. I hold captive every thought, and I make it obey the word of God, which says that I am created in His image, that I will do more wondrous works than He, that I will have the power to heal the sick, to extend that hand. And so if you can't like believe in doubt at the same time, so you can't believe that God is this amazing, wondrous, limitless God and then impose limitations on Him, right? It's an oxymoron. So I choose to hold, knowingly that things will go wrong, because even with God, like He was angry, He was disappointed, He was frustrated, He was aggravated, He was all of these things. So I know that I too will feel those emotions, but that doesn't take away from my power. It doesn't take away from my ability to overcome, because in the end He overcame. And it's like that revelation is so profound to me. And I feel like when people actually sit with these words, okay, like just Americanize Webster Dictionary, if you wanted to dissect the TED Talk and just take each word for what it is, it's a no-brainer. You know, like what does it cost you to dream and believe? Disappointment? You're going to be disappointed anyway. What does it cost you to dream and believe? Failure? That's life. Like, you know, you didn't learn to tie your shoe at the first attempt. You had to work at it. You had to fail and you had to try again. Something so primitive as tying your shoe or becoming a good cook or being able to be a good friend or be a good wife. Like, this comes with practice. That's just the way that life is. And so when you learn to accept that basic level of living beyond that just makes sense.